Hello, welcome to the Roundhouse podcast with Paul Solentrop of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. Thanks for listening. We appreciate your time. Today we have Brylee Kelly. We're going to talk Wichita State volleyball as they are getting ready to play in the National Invitational Volleyball Championship. Brylee is a redshirt senior for the Shockers. She earned All-American Athletic Conference in 2021 and 2022. She's been through some injury issues this fall, managed to play in 21 of the 29 matches for the Shockers. She ranks fourth on the team with an average of 2.3 kills a set. Her 20 kills at Tulane is the high for a Shocker this season, and she moved into the top 10 for career kills this season. Brylee is from, I should have checked this pronunciation, Monee, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago, correct? Yeah. All right. She came to Wichita State in 2018. The Shockers play 6 p.m. Thursday versus Arkansas State in Koch Arena in the NIVC. The winner plays at 1:30 p.m. Friday against either Tulsa or Kansas City. Brylee, so the Shockers finished second in the American. They are number 62 out of 344 teams in the NCAA RPI. Describe this team. What makes this group go?
I think we said it before in multiple interviews. Like, a lot of the transfers that came in have been very impactful. We're an experienced group. Most of these girls have been here a while, so these transfers came in and really took us in the right way. Pieces we needed to the puzzle. Fast learners, but we won a lot this year. This is my first in 6 years over 20-win season, so that's been really nice. Winning's a good feeling, so things have been going good.
Yeah, so take us back to last spring when there were 6 or 7 new transfers, right?
Yeah.
What was that like integrating that group into the team?
Well, we felt good. 2021, 2022, we were starting to feel good. Everything was coming together. I think it was exciting yet scary having these transfers come in. It was like, are they gonna be great or be negative? And they ended up being super great. Some of our best friends now, so it's going good.
I'll run through a few of the names. Gabby Moss has played libero for the Shockers, done really well. Izzy Strand, setter, I believe she was second team all-conference. That came out today. Barbara Kohler played a lot on the left, and several others who came in. So you did a good job of integrating them. Was there a point where you really felt confident? Maybe it was last spring at one of the matches, or maybe it was this fall. When did you kind of say, all right, this is working?
We had, where was it? Kansas City, where we played like 6 teams, and when we found out, like, we had separated into 2 teams, and both of our teams were winning, and it just felt good, and we were having fun. Playing volleyball is fun, especially when you're winning, so it was kind of like, okay, like, we got this. This 2023 year is going to be awesome, so.
Shockers are 21-8, best record since the 2017 team that won the American Athletic Conference. So let's say a fan hears about the NIVC and comes out, maybe they're watching college volleyball for the first time. Give them a few tips. How do you best watch that game and enjoy it and understand it?
Clean volleyball. So when the ball hits the ground a lot, lots of kills, that's always good. Clean volleyball, I mean, great passing. It's a 1-2-3 kind of thing. I don't really know how to put it. I think all volleyball is good. I mean, competing is just fun in general, but no other way to really understand it.
Describe what makes a good setter, because I think that's so important, but I think it can be hard for fans to follow because you kind of naturally follow the ball, but there's so much going on. You know, there's misdirection and all these kind of things that the setter is trying to figure out and calculate and then get the ball to the right person. What makes a good setter?
Great decision-making, great location. I think a setter is also a giver to the team because they have to always ask how others are doing. They're the one that takes the second ball every single time. They're touching the ball every point.
Hi, this is Rick Muma, president of Wichita State University. Check out the latest episode of the Forward Together podcast. Each episode, I sit down with different guests from Shocker Nation to celebrate the vision and mission of Wichita State University. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Best moment of the season for the Shockers?
Beating Illinois. I think I wasn't even a part of that. That was when my injury just first started, but there was a lot of people that stepped up, and it was a Big Ten team, which is a Power 5 school, which is great, and Illinois ended up winning against Purdue, number 16 Purdue and stuff. I think that was a really big win for us, especially in the non-con. We all just kind of gelled, and everyone contributed in a certain way.
So that was in an early September tournament in Champaign, Illinois. The Shockers defeated Illinois 3-2 and then beat the former Missouri Valley Conference rival Illinois State. Brylee, describe your season for us. You mentioned the injuries, taking some playing time away from you. How do you describe your 2023 volleyball season?
You know, if you would have talked to me about this in the beginning, I would have said it was a lot harder. Going especially from leading the team in kills the last couple of seasons and stuff, and just being a big contributor on the court, I've had to learn to contribute and give in other ways. It was a really big season of resiliency. I grew a lot as a person, too. I believe that God has a plan for everything, so I think that this was meant to happen in a way. It's also helped me become Brylee, not the volleyball player, which is about to happen pretty soon. So just learning to be a leader off the court and give and help the younger girls of what my knowledge of and experience of what I have. So it's maybe a blessing in disguise, but it's especially not what I wanted. But the Shockers are winning, and that's a lot of what matters. So.
Yeah, we were talking with one of your teammates yesterday, and she mentioned resiliency as the word that maybe described your season. Why does that word fit?
Battling, because I'm still not healed. I won't be healed for a little bit, but I've had to take into note, this is my last season. I don't really get another chance, so I'm playing through injury, especially my play's not as it used to be because I'm held back a little bit, but kind of fighting those battles. And again, I've had to step up in a different role is a good way to put it. I'm not the leading contributor on the court, so a lot of other girls have had to do that, which is awesome.
You mentioned something interesting, learning who is Brylee Kelly, not the volleyball player, and that's something a lot of athletes go through. They get to the end, and now they're looking at a different part of life. What have you learned about Brylee Kelly without volleyball?
At first, it was really difficult. I mean, it's still difficult. But again, how I said, this is all happening for a reason, and I honestly think I've grown as a person. I'm a better person, a little more empathetic and giving in different ways, a different form of responsibility, but thinking about things that still give me joy and stuff, because I love volleyball, I love competing, and that was kind of taken away from me, so it was finding that through this area of darkness is a good way to put it, but it's been a struggle, but it's going good.
So you mentioned winning is fun, winning is good. Shockers with 21 wins. Last year, 19, right?
Yes.
I'm remembering that right. So it's, I guess, do you consider a big part of your legacy, you got the program to this point, that you can walk away saying, all right, Wichita State is back to where they expect to win. They can win 20 matches, and they can take it from here.
Okay, that's a good one. So I came here in 2018. That was a lot of 2018, 2019 was a lot of rebuilding and stuff, and I've went through a lot of teammates, over 50, and so, a big part of what I'm leaving here is we're back on the winning train. I stuck it out here. I love this university. I love the people around it, the community. I've made a home out of this place, and I just believe in this program of what we've done before. I know we could do it again with these girls in Lambeau especially, and we're finally back on the winning train, and it feels great, because I just remember when I committed here when I was 16, we were winning, and so leaving here winning is definitely a great feeling.
So you committed when they were still in the Missouri Valley Conference. I was trying to think if you would be the last athlete in this department that has that connection to the Missouri Valley Conference.
I committed here because we used to play in Illinois all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. I think another thing that's interesting about your early years here would be the schedule. Because you played it was Penn State, Nebraska.
Oh,
it was just
Texas. We played all the big schools. That was definitely an experience. I hope these younger girls get to experience that. Even when I redshirted in 2018, we went to BYU. It was something you always dream of when you're younger. We went to Rec Hall. Oh, I used to watch those games all the time when I was younger, so it was awesome. My time here has been amazing.
You mentioned more than 50 teammates. Why did you stay?
Ooh, definitely in question a lot. It's always people are leaving, do I leave? And I committed here it was I was gonna be young anyways, and it's like you make the most of your place. I'm leaving here with some of the best people in my life. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. That's what I was always taught. So I was like, whatever I'm given, I'm gonna make the most of it. And Lambo's a legend. Why would I ever want to leave him? So it's been good.
So the scoring on this team, very balanced. I think 6 different Shockers have led the team in kills in a match. Take us through your role on this team and how it's changed. The injury would be part of that, but I think it's just kind of offensively, it's just different than what it has been.
And it's been great. Balance is key. I think that's why, especially, we're probably winning a lot more matches. Izzy's been doing great distributing the ball. So when I go out there, it's just whatever I'm given, I'm going to try and make the most of it and score when I can. But Sophia's been wonderful. I cannot be more proud of that girl. She's stepped up tremendously as even a vocal point on this team, so it's been awesome. Natalie, everyone that plays Stout, whenever we give someone the ball, we put it away. That's a blessing.
So you've been here 6 years, so you're in a locker room with people who are in a much different stage of life than you are. Describe what it's like. What's the generation gap when you are at this point in your life, but you are in the locker room with, I guess, 18 and 19-year-old kids.
Don't even say that. They mentioned something the other day. They said that one of them was in 8th grade when I was a freshman in college. I was like, oh, goodness. I think a lot of it, it started last year when I was 5 years old, and these girls is a little grace. I kind of forget when I was a freshman, and they're doing all the things that I did when I was a freshman and a sophomore, and so age gap, I mean, they're going to get there. It takes time. It took me time. I didn't even think I was going to make it when I was 18, 19. So these girls are great. They have a good head on their shoulders. They're going to be great for this program. So,
are there music differences or social media? What are the big generation gap things?
They definitely joke a little more. A few more slangs or what is the words, right, like sayings and stuff. I'm like, what's that mean? Like, I'm at that point, I'm like, I've never heard that before, so it's a little giggle there. So
right, well, it's good on the other side. It's good being an adult. You'll get used to it. So you've made the all-academic team in the conference several times. You earned your MBA while you were here at Wichita State. The non-athletics part of college life, what stands out? What have you learned during your time here?
You want to know what's funny? My last in-person class was freshman year, and I had to end in my MBA this semester with 2 in-person classes. So it's kind of a full circle moment. How has it been? I've been so blessed. So I'm leaving here with my master's. I have a dual degree in my undergrad, but the resources we have and everything has made things so wonderful. And so a breeze is a good way to put it. It's been challenging, but it's been easy with all the resources we've had. So very lucky.
Resources, what do you mean by that?
Gretchen. Oh, I love Gretchen. I hope she listens to this because I do love her so very much. She's kind of guided me, and she's helped me become a better person, especially who I am today. She kind of kept my head on my shoulders. Like I said, freshman, sophomore year, I was not directed in the right direction. I was a little crazy, so kind of calmed down a little bit.
Gretchen Torline, you're talking about in the academic advising department, student services, and she works with the volleyball team, has been here for a long time. So there's a lot of stories like Brylee's of how Gretchen has been helpful. So that leads us right into these categories. Advice for a college freshman navigating college life, academics, athletics. What would you tell them?
Definitely. Time flies. Like, it's so cheesy to say, but people told me that. I remember Megan Grimes told me that when I was a freshman. Time flies, and it's like, it does. I wish I could go back and redo my freshman and sophomore year, so take advantage of every moment, every opportunity, every interaction. I think that's something, too. I'm leaving here with such great people. It's because people reminded me, like, these interactions I'm making, these connections are so vital and so important, so definitely that.
Let's back it up a couple more years earlier. You're a high school junior, high school senior. Where do I want to go? I want to play volleyball.
This is easy.
What am I looking for? What's your advice on choosing a college?
I need to change this in a different direction. Mikaela Raudsepp, you remember her?
Sure.
So on my visit here, she pulled me over, and she just kind of told me this place is home. I am from Oregon, and I'm far away from home. I get homesick, and she's like, the culture that Lambo and the staff, Shannon, when she was around, created, and these girls that we recruit, she was like, you're going to be okay here. And she just said the competition, everything, it all will fall into place. And her words kind of gave it away of like, I want to be a Shocker, you know what I mean? But of course, when I was looking into things, the background behind Lambo, I was looking into coaching contracts. I didn't want my coach to leave, and Lambo was going to stay, and that was really vital for me. So.
Okay, Mikaela Raudsepp, recruiting coordinator. Mikaela was an excellent player here. Played, she was a left.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, very good on that 2017 team. A big part of that team, definitely. So let's look forward to Shocker volleyball next fall. Who steps up on this team to maybe play a bigger role, a different role?
You know, I'm still going to have to stick with Izzy and Gabby. I think Annalie's going to have more of a voice. Katie Galligan, I think they're already in a huge role, but I think they're going to have to pick up a little more. Like, there's a handful of us leaving. Sophia, me, just people that talk a lot in different ways and contribute a lot. Sophia, an example, I think that Katie Galligan speaking up, she's a big, energetic part of this team, and she is a rally person, a hustler, and I think that she'll be great. So.
Yeah, that's always so interesting how athletes will say, well, I was quiet for 2 years or 3 years, and now it's my time to do that. What would your advice be to them? How do you get comfortable speaking in practice and holding people accountable and in the locker room and those kind of places?
Well, it's new to everyone. I think that's something we forget. We're coming from high school and stuff, and we're all joining this new team, even from a different school. It's new for everyone, so just do it right away. I think I regret that too. It's just I was waiting to be comfortable. It's like, what's the wait for? Like, everyone's uncomfortable. You just have to step up and do it.
So there are two people on this year's team that, in my eyes, have really had interesting improvements, have made jumps. So I'll get your opinion on them. Morgan Stout in the middle seems like she's become much more consistent and really dominant at times. Tell us about Morgan Stout's season.
I remember meeting Morgan when she was a freshman, and I cannot believe it's been 4 years, but she's in the gym all the time. She's the one that stays after practice. She's the one that is asking Izzy or to set her, me to block her. She wants to be better. I think she hasn't even dipped into what she can fully be, which is so crazy. I hope she hears that too. She's grown so much as a player and a person, and a student athlete in general. But her dominance is a key part of our success. But it's also the work that she's put in on the side. She's the last one out of the weight room. She's the last one out of the gym. I think that says a lot.
Yeah, she seems to be turning into like a quintessential Chris Lamb development.
Yeah.
Small town in Kansas, was kind of helter-skelter, not super experienced, but boy, you can really see the improvement. Katie Galligan is the other one. She has just made some spectacular saves. It seems like Diggs over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and is really playing well. Tell me about Katie Galligan's season.
Boy, do I love Katie Galligan. She's a hustler. That's a good way to put it. She's willing to give any part of her body, anything she's got for the ball. I know she was sick yesterday, and she's coughing and stuff, and she was still making these hustle plays. And I was like, girl, you impressed me, and you're a sophomore, you know what I mean? So I think it's saying a lot, too. She's getting more playing time, and it's everything she gives, and I can't wait to see her next year. She's going to be even better. She's gotten so much better since she's walked in the door, and it's paying off, so.
She's had a really nice season. We've mentioned Lambo a lot. Favorite Lambo saying, analogy, favorite practice drill? What will you remember from your 6 years with Chris Lamb?
You know what? It's a little bit of everything. I remember, so a lot of people call me Bry, and I did not like it at first, and then he started rhyming everything with Bry, so like a flyby is when you let a hitter go inside you. So the first time I did that, he was like, no flybys, Bry. It's everything you could think of. So I definitely am going to miss the name calling. So I started calling him Chris lately instead of Lambo, and now he calls me Brylee. So definitely going to miss that. He's like my dad. He's been a great role model and a great figure in my life. Favorite drill? I don't know if I have one.
I guess you may have the distinction of being in more Chris Lamb practices than any other Shocker. So.
I know. I don't know if I have one. It's like a dream every day. I'm walking in, and it's I'm very lucky. That's a good way to put it. It's an experience every day. So
what's next for you, Brylee?
What's next? Gosh, everyone's asking me this. My mom. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. I work a little bit on the side, but I'm applying for some jobs. I just applied for one in North Carolina with my best friend from club volleyball at a financial investment firm for a real estate company. So we're going to see where that goes. But you know what? If coaching's ever an opportunity, I think I'd dive into that because I do love volleyball very much. And I think being under Lambeau these last 6 years, I'm definitely leaving with a lot more knowledge and experience. So
what do you know about volleyball, or how do you look at the game of volleyball now that's different from 6 or 7 years ago?
It's much more. I went in here coming and thinking out of high school as if like it's just a game, and there's so much more to it. There's plays, there's math. That's Lambeau's always talking about numbers. There's a lot of numbers to it. It's just a lot more precise and everything than I ever thought it was. And Lambeau's just as knowledgeable as he was made up to be before I got here. They always used to say, like, Lambeau's unique, Lambeau's knowledgeable. Oh my gosh, he's the most knowledgeable person I've ever met. So...
Okay. So if someone has a good job in finance, real estate, investment, they should contact the volleyball
Brylee
office.
Kelly, or a coaching job. Let me know.
Okay. All right. We'll get that out there. All right. Brylee Kelly, redshirt senior on the Shocker volleyball team. We appreciate her time. The Shockers will play in the NIVC 6 p.m. Thursday against Arkansas State in Koch Arena. Brylee, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Great insight as always. Thanks for listening to the Roundhouse podcast, courtesy of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. We encourage you to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can always find more Roundhouse content at GoShockers.com.
Down to a 3-2 pitch with 2 men on, 2 outs in the ninth. The stretch by Tyler Green. Here it comes. Struck him out! A no-hitter for Tyler Green! A strike 3 call on the outside corner, and Tyler Green has pitched the 4th no-hitter in Wichita State history, the 2nd in as many years, as he joins fellow classmate Charlie Gendrome as the author of a Wichita State no-hitter, and in the process struck out a career-high 13, including all 3 outs in the 9th inning. Tyler Green completes a no-hitter, and Wichita State defeats New Mexico 12-0.